Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, and welcome to the Anatomy of the Perfect blog post. My name is Ruth Zubairu, and it's a pleasure having you here. Thank you so much for joining. And for those who don't know who I am, I'm Ruth Zubairu. I'm a mom. You can hear my son in the background. I'm a writer, a blog consultant, and also the Huffington Post contributor. I started off writing on the web a bit over a year last year, and I have found out through much learning and experience, what is the composition of a blog post that really gets likes, that gets so much comments, and people would love to share. I am the founder of the VIP Blog Writers Hub on Facebook. It's a place where blog writers, would-be bloggers, come to learn how to blog, to write, to get seen, to get known, and to get paid eventually. So, why should you care about writing the perfect blog post? We all have a goal. We all have an end goal. What's your dream goal? What would you like to be? If you had all the money in the world, what would you like to be? Where you are now, there is a roadmap. Everyone who is online today is online because of visibility. You want to be seen. You want to be heard. Whether you're a consultant or you're a speaker, or you have a business that needs exposure, you're online so that more people can get to know you. And if you don't craft your message in such a way that people love to read it, people wouldn't come, they wouldn't share it, and you won't get more traffic. And traffic eventually results in sales, converting your visitors to subscribers, converting them to customers, and eventually you hit your end goal. So for some people, their life's goal is to have enough money to live free, travel for vacations, to have enough money to start off a project, help the less privileged, or having enough money maybe to become an author or do something that your lifestyle can be supported without you having to worry about whether your daily needs will be sponsored. So it all starts with writing properly. It all starts with how you put out your content, whether people would love it or not. Because for all you know, you can just write a post one day that will become viral, and then you become a celebrity overnight. I don't know if it's anything like an overnight success, but it's a deliberate effort to consistently put up valuable posts that are written properly and correctly, that would give you the exposure, that would help people to know that, oh, this person is the go-to authority in so niche, in the health niche, in the environment niche, in the entrepreneurial space, wherever you would find yourself. And so when we talk about the perfect post is a post that has everything in place. The headlines are catchy enough to grab attention. The headlines are there to get the attention of each and every person that is passing, or that's scrolling through, to stop, tell them, hey, stop, click me. The headlines are there. The introductions are on point. The introductions are savvy, are there to lead on to the body, and then the perfect post has a closing or a call to action. So for headlines, I would like to talk a little on headline. Your headlines are the most important part of your post, because if people don't get to click your headline, it's as good as you shouldn't even write it. And so your post has the responsibility of, your headline has a responsibility rather of conveying so much knowledge or so much power and value that people know that, oh, I need to click this headline. And so your headline should be unique. Is it in a sea of content on the web or off the web? Your headline should be unique enough to call out to people that, hey, look, I'm different. Hey, look, there's something here you need to see. That is the essence of a savvy headline. That's the essence of a headline that is catchy, a headline that is perfect. A headline that is perfect is a headline that will address a specific need. A general headline will do nobody any good. You can't just speak to the world. You have to speak to a particular sect, either a demographic, either a set of people, either you're speaking to men or women or children, or even in that sect, you're speaking to students, or you're speaking to women who are with young children, or you're speaking to older men above 60, or you're speaking, address a specific set of people. And then that headline, every man in that, let's say, how to maintain your hairline when you're above 50. Men who are above 50 who are losing hair, they will be more eager to click your headline because it's specific to their needs. They are there and they feel, oh, this headline would give me something of value. And leading to the next thing, your headline should offer value. It should be something that would benefit me, and so your headline should state clearly the value it's bringing. It shouldn't be ambiguous. It shouldn't leave people wondering, what is he talking about, or what is she talking about. Your headline should offer value, should speak loudly of the benefits of the post, and so it should be clear. In this post, you are going to learn how to craft the perfect blog post. Simple. In this post, you're going to learn how to lose weight in 21 days. Simple. My son is imitating me. And so your headline should offer real value. Another tip that you can explore is the thing about numbers. Headlines with numbers have this feel. People think, oh yes, when I'm able to say 3 ways or 5 ways, people understand that, okay, I'm not going to spend forever on this post. I am going to learn in 1 to 3 ways. And so people are more eager to click it and follow through on it. And another thing that can help boost your headlines, it can make significant difference, is the use of power words. Power words are adjectives, strong words that convey feelings of fear, feelings of desire, feelings of anger, feelings of greed, envy. Strong words. For example, you can have power words such as the best, such as reluctant, such as words like mind-blowing, fastest, laziest, the lazy girl's guide to cleaning. And so that lazy is a power word. Okay, I'm lazy. Or yes, the tiny, unique, best. All those kind of words are power words. Words that evoke emotion. Words that call you to see, look, this is something that you need to consider. And so when your headlines have power words, your headlines would enable, like now, the title of this video is the anatomy of a perfect post. And so that perfect, there's something like perfect. Okay, so I need to see what it talks about. So your headline should have at least one power word, so that you know. so when you craft headlines such as that, they are able to grab the attention of people and lead people to click. That is the essence of headlines. People should be able to click. Yeah. And so introduction now, it's the second part of your blog post. Your introduction is the doorway, after your headline has done the work of letting them come to your site. Is the introduction that would determine whether or not they will read the post, or if they will click off. If they would click off your content or go off to another site. So when your headline has done such a good job of bringing it, please let your introduction be as awesome as your headline. Because your introduction can either increase their appetite for your post or dampen their excitement. So there are certain ways you can open a blog post. You can use a question. Use a question that addresses the need of the reader. So when you have a question that addresses the need of the reader, it lets the reader know that you understand his or her need, you understand where he or she is coming from, and you have the solution to it. And so your introduction should make your reader say yes. Your introduction should make your reader say, oh wow, I feel understood. That is one way. Another way of opening your introduction is by using a popular quote. People like to be associated with popular people, and so you have quotes from Oprah, quotes from Steve Jobs, quotes from Martin Luther King, and so taking relevant quotes that align, obviously they should align with the topic or the title of your post. Taking relevant quotes that align to open your post. It means, look, if she's using this quote, it means the body of the post is going to be awesome, for it to be related to something that Oprah said, or for it to be related to something that Aristotle said. And so, and linking your post with quotes from notable people is one good way of opening your post with on a VIP note, on a very high note. Another way of opening your post on a high note is by the use of one or two word sentences. Very short sentences that connect, sentences that intrigue. Having one word sentences like silence or oh my goodness. People are quick to think, oh, what comes next? And so they just quickly go to the next line and go to the next line and go to the next line. And so your introduction leads people to click and know, or to read further to know what you are going to say. Your introduction can also be a story, but the story doesn't have to be too long, because I know a lot of people can get carried away, with stories, and then your story should be related to what you're trying to say. It shouldn't be too long or too short. I think an introduction shouldn't be anything more than 100 or 150 words, so that it can be brief, precise, and drive home the point. That is actually the essence of an introduction. It shouldn't be too many words, but it should lead. It should have a hook. It should lead people into the main body of the post. That is the essence of the door of the post. So yes, these are the things exactly. And another thing that is so thrilling is the use of statistics. Statistics. When you say open your post and say studies have shown that 85% of people in the world suffer from low self-esteem, and people are quick to take aback and say, oh wow, I have learned something new. So people would want to read further into the post to say, okay, let me hear if I have actually learned something today that research has proven, and people go away with that feeling of I'm smarter now because I read this post. And so when you're having a powerful introduction, it should be something that can help people to say, okay, I'm going away with something wonderful. And so they are more interested in the other things that you have to say. Yes, they are more interested in all the other things that you have to say because of your introduction. Yes, thank you. We'll move on to the next point, the body. The body of the blog post has to deliver on the promises. If you have stated in your headlines 6 easy ways to create a feeding diet for the family, or if you have said something on your headlines that is catchy, please deliver on it. Don't say something else in your headline and do something else in the body. Don't become like all these don't become like the traditional people who say something else and they don't deliver in the body. when you see some tabloids, they give so much. The tabloid goes, oh wow, this person did this, and you quickly buy the newspaper to read and to know what exactly happened, and then you see that nothing like that, or there is a huge exaggeration. Let the body of your blog post deliver on what the headline promises. And so, when your headline has promised that I will show you an easier way to manage your life and work as a mother, let the body of the post give tips on how to manage your life as a mother, this kind of thing. Let there be a consistency, let there be delivery. You might think it's a given, but a lot of people fail to do this because they want to create a very catchy headline, so they include things there that by the time you read the post, it's a far cry from what's on the headline. So when you want to always have that, remember, online you're actually building a reputation. You are building a reputation online, and so you don't want to be the person who always writes fallacies or who doesn't deliver on his or her promise. And so you need to be able to deliver on your promise. If you're giving it has to be in sync with your headline. Another thing is there has to be a logical flow. For instance, if you're giving there are some lists. If you're listing 3 ways, or if you're listing, there's some things that have to follow a logical order. If there are some types of posts that you are writing on, let's say if you're writing on how to make soap, you should start from getting your ingredients. Let there be a logical flow. The body of your message should not have people shouldn't have headache trying to piece together what it is that you're trying to say. People should be able to clearly understand one point from the other. You should be able to, after each paragraph, be able to move people from one point to the other without them having to wonder, oh, where is this? Is this? I think this thing is disjointed. There should be a logical flow to your blog post. Yes, and so another thing that I find very useful is that if you're numbering, it's good to have your strongest points at the beginning and at the end of the post, so that in the middle you can put the not so strong points, not so that people's excitement don't get tapered off at the end of the post. And so when you have your strong points at the beginning and at the end, it leaves a wonderful taste in the mind of the reader, like, wow, this person is awesome, I need to share this. And so when you should also include the element of surprise. Don't always give people what they expect. And so when you are saying that 3 ways to grow your mailing list as a blogger, you shouldn't do the obvious. You should look for ways that will surprise your reader, so that you can keep the interest of your reader. Remember, we're talking about letting the perfect post, a post that readers would love to click on, they will read through, they will enjoy it, and they will love to share it with their friends, share it on their social media handles, and you never know what will go on from there. And so your post has to deliver per time. You have to maintain the flow, maintain the interest of your reader. Yes, that's for the body of the post. And also, another thing that came to mind as I was talking was the fact that if your post is talking about a sense of urgency, the upbeat, the voice, you should convey it in your blog post. And so the tone of your headline should also be the tone of your blog post, so that they don't sound differently. Have a call to action. I have read some wonderful posts online. I read one the other day, 7 tips to 7 ways your lack of sleep is causing you trouble in your body. Something about, it was a health tip. And so at the end of the 7th one, the article just ended there, and I was like, oh my god. When you write a post, you should have a closing. Just imagine if you were meeting someone for lunch or meeting someone for dinner, the way you would end the conversation, the way you would say, oh, thank you so much, it was nice meeting you, we will do this again sometime, that all those kind of things, the way you would end a conversation normally, that is the same way you do in writing. Blogging is conversational. Blogging is you're talking to someone, and so you should be able to close properly. But in closing, you can do a quick recap, a quick summary of what you have talked about in the body of the post, and then have a call to action. Have what you want the reader to do. That is what a call to action is. Call to action is what you want the reader to do after reading your post. If after reading your post you want the reader to cry, but you get my point now. What you want the reader to do. If you want the reader to share with your friends, please tell them to share with their friends. Don't assume. If you want the reader to leave a comment, please tell them to leave a comment. If you want the reader to sign up to your mailing list, please tell them to sign up to your mailing list. Whatever you want the reader to do, you have to put it in the closing so that the reader knows that, okay, if you want the reader to, if it's a series, wait for the next one. You prime the reader so that the reader is anticipating the next post, and so all that comes up in the closing of the blog post. And so some people do it naturally, some other people just skip it, but it is something that should be done each and every time you write. That is the essence of the closing of a blog post. I don't know if you're enjoying or enjoying this. And the bonus part is the use of graphics. Beautiful images. This picture was a picture I used for a post promoting a webinar some time ago. And when people who are, let's analyze now, we're talking about weight loss, let's conquer this. And people who fat, we're talking, tell them the psychology of losing weight revealed, and they're like, oh wow, I need to learn this. Okay, this what is talking about weight loss. Okay, there's a psychology to it. Look, now this alone, it has the title of the post, and it gives the impression, okay, the woman is standing on a scale and is looking, and so the person is beginning to wonder, okay, there is something here. People are not happy with the way their weight is climbing, and so they want to do something about it. Graphics would pass across your message for you in a way that words cannot, and so your post is incomplete without graphics. You cannot have a body of posts like that and then there are no graphics. The graphics have to be relevant, of course, to what we're talking about, and they have to pass across the message. Some people may scan. A lot of people scan on the web. They just go through. But when you have beautiful graphics that pass the message across, they will love to come back to your site. They will love to share it. And today you have WordPress that has some plugins that you can even put share buttons on the pictures of the post. It's very, very important for you to have that. Now, I don't know if you have loved everything you have watched here. I don't know if you have any questions or if you have any comments. Please leave them in the Facebook group, VIP Blog Writers Hub, or send them as an email to me, ruth@she'scomplete.com. I would really, really love to hear from you. Thank you so very much for listening. Once again, if you are on Facebook, if you're a blog writer, if you just need support. As bloggers, we need online support. We need people to cheer you on. You need people to come and comment on your post. Please join the Facebook group. We are a family. We are a community of blog writers, and we have awesome people there who are doing great things. We would love to support you in your journey, and you would not lack for ideas. You will not lack for support. Thank you so very much for watching this video. I would love to hear from you. Take care now. Bye.